Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Fins up, everyone. The Miami Dolphins scored 70 points. End of show. No more need to be discussed. So we're done. That's it. But
They scored 73 points. No,
I know, really. And like I say, I know there's some debate on whether I'm happy how the Dolphins did it. They won with class. They could have known. They could have done it easily. And if let's face it, if they wanted 77, they could have moved the ball down the field. But they just started running up the gap and just saying, okay, So believe me, if they wanted 77, they could have put 77 on the board yesterday. And I'm happy with it. 70 points. I believe in karma too. Mike McDaniel said he believes, and Mike McDaniel respects the game of football. He believes like the football gods are look down upon him if he kicks a meaningless field goal just to get an NFL record.
Right.
So like I just think it was good. I know you maybe I haven't even talked to you what your take on it is. I'm happy they didn't do it. Just take that 70. Prepare for Buffalo. You got a division matchup next week. Take the 70. Let's have a great victory Monday. There was like so many things, so many numbers that you can't even talk about. It's like a video game. We had a 200-yard rusher. We had a 300-yard passer that sat out the whole fourth quarter. It's just like, it's insane. I mean, it was just crazy, Justin. I mean, it's just nothing you can say, other than maybe a couple injuries we got to keep an eye on. But other than that, nothing negative out of that game.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was. Like I said to you before we got live, I was watching the game with my best friend. He's a Broncos fan, and he was, Kelly, what's going on? Fins up. Glad for you to join us this morning. It was insane. I was watching with a Broncos fan. He's like, oh my God, again? Like it was just it was awesome. He's like, this is miserable, man. He left after like maybe in the fourth quarter. He's like, I gotta go.
Hey.
I can't
felt bad for the Bronco fans that traveled because we had it was mainly Dolphin fans in our area, but there were some Bronco fans in the stadium. I think, can you imagine if they traveled from your neck of the woods because you live out in Colorado? Can you imagine paying airplane, hotel, food every night on the, game
Ouch.
tickets, parking, and then you get that spanked down? Oh my God.
Oh my God. You watch the Dolphins
man.
go out there and basically set an NFL record on you. I know everyone's like, well, technically they don't have the record. Man, out of respect.
But man, we got most yards. We got team records. We got everything. I mean,
out
come
of
on.
respect, we didn't put up that last field goal. Like right when we're coming down the field, I'm like, oh, we got a chance. We're gonna get the record. We're gonna do it. In my mind, I'm like, nah, Mike McDaniel's not gonna do it. He's gonna take a knee. And I even told my wife, she's like, seriously, you guys aren't gonna kick the points? I'm like, no, watch. He'll kneel on it out of respect for his peers and the rest of the league and everybody. Now, everybody in their mind should know we easily, like you just said, could have easily kicked that field goal, made the points. Hell, we could have scored 90 points, like you said, if we really wanted to. Who knows? Just like everything we dialed up seemed to work yesterday. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything, or even like I'm not trying to take a lap.
I do it. You've always loved Tua, man, when everyone else was
what
doubting.
I'm getting ready to say right now just feels so good. It's like not only just Tua, but Mike McDaniel. Everything I told you was going to happen is kind of starting to come to fruition now. We're only in year 2 of the Mike McDaniel offense and Tua and everything as a whole. Like that big smile on my face that says it all, man. Like nothing could piss in my Cheerios this morning. Nothing could make me mad.
I'm 100% with you. Granted, it's only one game and only counts as one win, but we did saying that, and I remember I was privileged to watch the 1984 Miami Dolphins. The 1984 Miami Dolphins never put up 70 points in the game.
No.
The Patrick Mahomes Chiefs never has put up 70 points on a game. The greatest show on turf that they used to say with the Rams never did that. I mean, we're up there. We just did, and I don't care. Oh, the Broncos aren't that. It's an NFL.
It's an NFL football team. Like my friends are
that's getting paid to stop us. And maybe I don't know if they had some quit in them, and maybe some guys are. I heard rumors that they may just make some cuts just to show a point that you can't come out and play like that after they watch some film.
Well,
because on the second, it looked like they gave up on the second that no look pass that Tua again. It looked like the Broncos didn't even try to stop A-Chain. It's just like, oh, they just let him walk right into the end zone. It's just like,
It's
it was so
crazy,
great.
like I remember last year we're talking and we wanted our offense to be kind of like what we're starting to build now. Like we're not done yet by no means. Don't think we're stopping. But the misdirections, the spacing that he's condensed splits, the wide splits, the speed motions from the outside to inside, from inside to outside, that's really making things difficult for defenses like I knew it was going to. And then now that everybody's on the same page, from Tyreek to Jalen to Raheem to the offensive line, oh my God, they are like the unit that is the most surprising to me right now is the O
We had
line.
Armstead back in
It's the
there. I
line
know.
that everybody thought couldn't do it that is starting to do it. They're really starting to gel together. Now you understand why I was like, no, leave him there. No, keep him there. Like it's a continuity thing with an O-line, you guys. It's not just Armstead. It's not just Wynn. It's not just Williams. It's not just Hunt. It's not just Jackson. It's all five of those guys as one unit playing together.
They're cohesive.
Yeah, they're very cohesive, and that's what they're doing right now. I don't think you guys have realized this, okay? But by the numbers, Tua has literally been touched and hit 3 times in 3 games and sacked only once. Okay.
Yep.
And we just got Armstead back. Bro,
I know.
This is unbelievable. This is exactly what we wanted. This is how we want to play the game. I couldn't be more ecstatic, man.
I know. Like you said, because I know we're all going to talk about the 60, 70 points and all the stats that our running backs got.
There's more there.
But it's the offensive line. It all starts up front right there.
God,
So yes, I like it. That's why I always have you. Hey, Mr. Court, right there you go, man. Thank you, man. Always good to have you here.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's like most of the times you say, if you hear like your running back got 4 touchdowns in the game, 3, and 4 touchdowns overall. Oh, he led the whole NFL. Hell, he was only tied on his team with 4 touchdowns.
Bro, can you believe that? I've never even heard such a thing. I honestly,
2 guys with 4 touchdowns on the same team.
When I went back and looked at the numbers, I was like, no, he did score 4. Oh my God. We were just scoring so many times. I even missed one for Raheem.
I mean, 10 touchdowns, man. 10 freaking touchdowns.
I can't say enough how much Raheem's playing this season. He looks better. He looks faster. He looks bigger. He looks stronger. The one thing I will say, I like how they're using A-Chain now, and I know Ahmed was hurt. I loved seeing Chris Brooks get some carries and get some spin in there.
Oh, yeah, at the end, I like it too.
I want to see more of that. I want to see more. Obviously, I already told you, A-Chain is a lightning in a bottle. Like I've already told you guys from the beginning of the draft process, everyone's same thing about him they said about Tua. He's too small. He's too not big enough. Don't run behind his pads. He's a little smurf. He's never going to make it.
He was your top-ranked running back in the whole draft, man.
You can see why he's my top-ranked running back. Tied with the top of the guys that were to the top there with like Spears and Eric Gray. This dude is so fast. He runs behind his pads harder than anybody that I've seen at his size.
I know. He would actually break some tackles, not just use his speed.
He's a warrior. I'm telling you guys. There's
Good
more
morning, Brenda. Good morning.
Like if you kind of see kind of like through my eyes, just a minute, kind of gloss over you don't have any thoughts in your brain. When you look at A-Chain and you look at him play, he eerily reminds me of a low-key poor man's Cheetah. He reminds me of Tyreek Hill.
Oh no, he's that quick, man. The Dolphins now have the top 5 speeds in the NFL and on like next gen stats. I know, those are fancy stats they didn't have back in the day, like when Duper and stuff running around. But they have the 5 highest speeds this year in the NFL, and A-Chain just because Mosert's on there, Tyreek Hill's on there, now A-Chain just cracked the top 5. So I mean, we got speed. That's been a saying for many years. Speed kills.
Bro, we have speed on top of speed on top of more speed. Like literally everybody that's on the offense is like 4.4 or faster, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you even go into the practice squad, right? Go to Braylon Sanders, 4.4. Go to the Riley Webb kid, who is, I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to try to stash him and bring him up as like a red zone weapon, a target. That kid is 4.4. He's like 6'2" at 4.4 speed, dude. Like everybody on our team is like 4.4 speed. Everybody.
No, you're right. I mean, they built this big Daniel. Like you said, last year was kind of a learning curve with the offense, and then of course we lost Tua last year. But it's so great. And yes, Ralph, I just want to keep that up there, but before I forget. But because this offense is so many little things that have to go right. So last year was kind of like, oh, we had a lot of procedure penalties. We had all because guys didn't know where they were supposed to be lined up. You'd be Tula saying, "Come on, get over here." We would have to burn. Now they've had all of last season, this off season working on it. You can see these guys have fine tuned it, and there's going to be copycats around the NFL. There's already thinking.
It's
There's
already happening. It's already
happening, and he has just set that up so beautifully. I mean, can you imagine? It's already hard enough to cover Tyreek. Then you get that MF for going in motion. You're like, oh my God, now I got to cover him out. He's already got to hit a speed running, and it's like, it's impossible.
That's what I was just going to say. It's impossible. Like while I was watching the game with my best friend, I was trying to explain to him about the speed motions that we're doing from the inside to that outside, inside, that inside, outside, outside, inside shit. And he was like, he's starting to see it. And he's like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, it's hard to defend. I was like, in fact, it's impossible to defend. You're not going to defend that. No one in the NFL can defend it. It's something that you could use as a weapon. And we're kind of like, it's kind of nice and refreshing to say this, but we're kind of like rewriting the way the NFL is being played. We're putting a new note in the page of offenses and how the offenses are going to be ran now. And
it's always the staple of when you know you're a special coach, because there's a lot of coaches that win with their formulas that, they've copied from 1,000. But when you come up with your own formula, that's when you take that next level. That's when you're like up there with the McVays and the Shanahans that you're getting mentioned with the, Andy Reid's and the Belichick's that come up with new ways to win. And like just doing something that you haven't seen before. So, I mean, he's doing that, and now he's going to have his coaching tree within the next few years.
Exactly.
His coaching tree.
You're right. It's kind of like back in the days. This is for all the old.
But it's kind of bad for us because they're going to come poaching some of our guys, but that's an honor.
I think we'll end up keeping him in the house. He's a Dolphin for life now, if you ask me. Like he's playing, he's doing it right. Built like George Seifert.
But some of the people under him, like they're going to poach our assistants.
Yeah, they'll go for sure. But like, remember back in the day, George Seifert created the West Coast offense. This is like somebody like Mike McDaniel taking a chunk off of a Shanahan offense. Remember, I told you this. I told you this last year. I was like, he'll take a Shanahan offense that's like the core, the foundation of it, and then he'll start putting his own wrinkles on it, his own spin to it, his own designs, his own style. The Tyreek lined up, right, squinted down, trying to hide him, and then all of a sudden he has a speed motion, and it's to the outside, which I heard they call that motion a certain word. That's what he said on the quarterback school, and I don't know what it is, but I think they call it like slingshot motion or gotcha motion, something like that, whatever they call it. But that one motion he did right there, this is the design I'm talking about, right? He had Tyreek go in motion, so everybody's already going to the outside. Then he snuck that tunnel screen underneath that.
It's beautiful.
That's design. That's by design. He designed it like that. He drew it up
and it's all set up from previous week's films. Because people say, "Oh, look, when Tyreek's in motion, they normally do this," and then he went completely different than what they normally.
Exactly. Then you seen it yesterday. You were there to witness it, Rob. You were sitting in the stands.
It was the greatest feeling, like I said.
Like you got to see what was it? Tyreek go in motion, and they were trying. In the motion, they were trying to like fake, like they were going to do an end around or a jet sweep to Tyreek, right? And all the linebackers had to move that way to respect that. That's football 101. As soon as they did that, they're like, no, let's flip it over here to chain and go the opposite way back behind that. As soon as they did everything, that's another design. That's designed by Mike McDaniel. That's not like some play everybody uses. That's his play.
No, I agree. And before I forget, guys, Eric, thank you. Steve Malloy, thank you. Ralph, all the people. Brenda, if I haven't thanked you, I'm thanking you now. And if I missed anyone, sorry. But you guys are all great. Make sure you nail that fins up here on the tube, what they call thumbs up. But anyway, I just can't. There's nothing, man. I'm like a giddy schoolboy, like,
same here.
It's just like, and it's just awesome. It's just a wonderful day to be a Dolphin fan. Yes, it's just one day. We got a very tough team coming next week. But, man, for the first time in a long time, because even though we gave them tough battles up there the whole week leading up to the game last year, I wasn't that confident of the Dolphins going in. This week, I actually have, I see realistic possibilities that we can go in there and beat the Buffalo Bills and start snatching that AFC East crown to South Florida, and it's just a long step. Like, I love what Mike McDaniel says this is just 1/17th of the season, and this is just 2. He goes, right now we're just a 3-win team. A 3-win team's not very good. It doesn't get you anything. So I love the approach they're taking. And I'm sure that's what the players are thinking. They didn't come here to, oh, we could have kicked a record 73 points. They're not here for that. They're here for one goal, to win some playoff games and get to the dream game that everyone wants, you know?
We're
So
not.
it's just,
We're playing for rings. We're not playing for records. We want to win
yeah,
the Super Bowl. We're not concerned with anything else. And you remember
yeah.
me saying this. I keep hearing them utter this after games, and McDaniel saying the same thing I said. It's not
He
about
was hurt,
anybody else.
Raphael. Sorry.
It's,
No, he was hurt. He got a groin injury during the game.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, let's hope he's okay. But it's
Yeah.
not about anybody else. It's not about the Chiefs. It's not about the Ravens. It's not about the Bills. It's not about anybody else. It's about the Miami Dolphins. And I heard him say that about our team. It's about us. It's about what we do. It's about what we do. This is what we do. And this, if you keep that going and you keep that going throughout the whole locker room and everybody's playing for each other, there's nothing that can stop this team besides us, besides ourselves. And that's it. It's not about anybody else. This year
I agree.
is about
And
the Miami
Raphael,
Dolphins.
Yeah, there will probably be no updates until you hear Mike McDaniel come out on his day after press conference.
I don't know anything new either about it, other than I'm really sad about Jalen Phillips being hurt. I was like, "Where's Jalen? Where's Jalen?"
I know. So, but you know, I know they were dealing with shoulder difference issues and stuff, but hopefully we get good results.
It's crazy,
today.
you know. But honestly, up to this point, I know we've only been 3 games in, but other than the Jalen Ramsey thing that happened, which was kind of a freak injury, I think we've kind of gotten pretty lucky up to this point on the injury front. We're doing okay. We're looking solid. Let's hope we can unscathe this stuff and get, you know, it back to where we have everybody healthy again. Because right now we're a little banged up, but we're still winning football games and we're still getting it done. You had a question back there about the game plan for going into Buffalo, which I wanted to touch on that just a little bit. He thought it would be an interesting game plan. I think it was somebody asked about it, but I was going to say, you know, I've thought about that right after the game. There it is, Eric Riviere, going to be interesting. McDaniel's game plan for the Bills. Yes. As soon as we were done with this game, in fact, in the middle of it, I started thinking about the Bills. I think something you really need to think about with Buffalo, and maybe Von Miller plays, maybe Von Miller don't play. I don't really care. Either with him or without him, they're very dangerous from a pass rush standpoint. You do not want to hold the ball. You do not want to make mistakes within the pocket with the football.
Right. Von Miller will be out this week. Then he's eligible to return, so he won't play against the Dolphins.
But this is still a game where I would honestly go a little bit like you did last game we just played versus the Broncos, and I would run the ball heavy. I would take it right up their throat. I really would. And then on downs, we're like 2nd and 3, 2nd and 1. I would go into like a RPO look or a play pass action to where we can get easy looks. I would run the football, man. I really would. Like I know you hear me. I'm like this broken record for the last 3 years.
I know you've always said we need to be balanced.
Run the ball. Yeah, but now look what happens when you do that. Look what happened yesterday, bro. They ran for 350 yards.
Yeah,
350. If you run for 350 yards in this league, nobody's beating
It's only the second time since 1940 that a team had 300 yards in the air and 300 yards rushing.
Now you know why I want to run the ball. 350
crazy.
yards. Where you have more than 2 backs that can get this thing done for you, bro. More than 2 backs. I mean, you're sitting right now. Do you remember that one video that was out there on YouTube where this is before the season started, training camp, OTAs, where Mike McDaniel did an interview, right? And they were like, Mike McDaniel's like, we're sitting on gold. I think we're sitting on gold here right now. What the hell do you think he's talking about? That's what he's talking about right now is what you just saw. You witnessed it live right there in your face. I
can't believe I was at that game. Me and my son would never forget it. He's 17 years old and he was like a 10-year-old. We were just having so much fun. We were screaming. It was just like every play. I mean, there was hardly any negative play. It's just, other than the kickoff return and a couple of players getting hurt. But I mean, the whole game was a beatdown. It was just like we couldn't believe what we were watching. We were like, oh my God. Did I go to a Miami Hurricane versus Bethune-Cookman game by mistake? So
the little sisters of the poor.
yeah, I know, little sister to the poor. I'm like, give me,
Yeah,
I could not believe what I was witnessing.
me
It's just
neither, man. But
insane, man.
I'll be honest with you. It was in an NFL game versus an NFL team. It was legit fun to watch. I'll be honest with
Oh,
you. Now you're just seeing the glimpse. You're just getting we're all just getting a taste in our mouths of what this team really, really,
yeah,
really, really could be. And I mean, you're looking at something that could be maybe one of the best teams ever to touch a football field right now, especially on offense.
yeah.
We're really good. I think there's always room for improvement. They're always going to be trying to get better. And it's crazy to say that after just putting up 70 points
Yeah.
that you're looking
No,
for improvement. You're going to get better, but
no,
you
but
really
that's it.
are.
That's what you are. That's what McDaniel reiterates all the time. He's saying you got to get better. You always look. There's always room for improvement. They would go over this film and they would still find, hey man, you messed this up in time. You're gonna find something that and be able to work on and improve.
You
But
know
oh,
what?
like real quick, he's worried about the same tight end that you wanted the Dolphins to draft. He mentioned Kincaid by name
Oh
earlier.
man, I
And
don't
then
want
so
to
he's worried about that. Knox and Kincaid, Floyd is legit. So he got
dog. I
that.
don't.
And
I'll be honest with
Brenda,
you.
I am with 100% with Brenda.
Yes,
Stay humble, she mentioned
yes,
earlier, and one
absolutely.
game at a time. And that's
Yeah,
what
I
you have
seen
to
what she
do in
said.
this
It's
league.
Yep, you have to stay humble or this game will humble you really fast. I'm going to tell you that right now. And yes, one game at a time. And that's what the coach keeps saying when he's saying 1/17th. We're only a 17th through the season. We've only won 3 games, you guys. And all he's saying is you ain't done shit yet. Excuse my French,
Yeah,
but that's what he's saying is we ain't done nothing yet. And as long as everybody stays focused and you keep that higher standard and you're like, yo, we got a goal to go for. And this ain't it yet. Good job. But just keep going and keep grinding, keep stacking on them games like that. And then we'll just keep going, you guys. We have to. The league
yeah,
is not going to sit around and wait for us. And like anybody who's worried about going into Buffalo and playing a game, let me kind of paint a picture for you. Do you remember how we went into that game last year up into Buffalo and we lost in the snow? And in my opinion, the NFL handed them the game, took them by the hand and let them win. And then we went into the playoff game with them,
yeah,
right? And then we almost beat them with all third stringers and a third string quarterback. Do you remember that
yeah,
feeling?
yep,
Now,
no,
now reverse that and take it back to everybody playing as hard as they can. Like
yeah. Oh, he froze up on me. Yes, I mean,
because in my
I'm
opinion,
very
you're going to end up,
oh, there you go.
you'll walk out of there with a W, I would think.
Hey, I love it. And yes, ask the Cowboys about being humble. They went into a team that
Oh God.
everyone thought the
Ooh.
Cardinals are tanking and they beat the Cowboys. So you just show that's why I laugh when people say, oh, they just beat the Broncos. So it doesn't matter. They beat an NFL team because you could have easily did what the Cowboys did and take one on the chin against a team you had no right losing to. So
We've reiterated it on this show time and time again, and I'll reiterate it one more time. Any given Sunday in the NFL, your butt can be had out there on the
yep.
gridiron. Don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it
no,
can't
for
happen
sure.
to
I
you.
agree. And yes, Mr. Courtwright, you do bring. I'm going to speak another cornerback on another team, but yes, X he did have some plays where when they broke down and we didn't get the pressure and Russell roll it, then they did. He wasn't able, but it's hard to stay on a receiver a long time that way. But yes, he did get beat a couple times. But who I was thinking of, Sertan, that poor Sertan, he probably could have. I tell him I can't wait until I get out of this stadium. He's having nightmares today, probably still like
Oh,
because he had
bro,
they put him on Hill the whole game. Then when they took Hill out, he covered Chosen, and then
yep.
Chosen took him for a 60
Chosen
something
burned him
yard
for
bomb.
6.
So it's just like and he was one of the best cornerbacks this year, rating rise coming into the game, allowing the fewest yardage and fewest targets. He's probably like, can I get on this plane fast enough and get back to Colorado?
Oh my God, I'll be honest, man. I was watching him out there, and I'll be honest, he's actually doing pretty damn good versus Tyreek, a couple reps, and I was just like, damn, this is hard. Like to ask any cornerback, I don't care
Yeah,
who the
no,
hell you are, to defend Tyreek Hill or Waddle or any of the guys we have on the team, Robbie, any of them. Good luck, man. Just that's all I
yeah,
gotta say to you is good luck. Like I know there's a couple guys out there that are in the league now that are good and fast and maybe that can do it. I think there's a guy that just got drafted. Oh, yeah, that's who it is. Remember I scouted the kid from Maryland, that Jacorian Bennett. That kid
yeah.
could probably run with Tyreek, but is he a vet savvy dude who's ready for the moves that Tyreek's gonna throw at him? I don't think so.
No, I mean,
So
like I said, I mean, I'm not saying Surtain or he's a good corner, but just that what we he's just having nightmares, I'm sure, because it's tough, man. And by the time Chosen was in the game, he was probably beat down from running around with Tyreek all day. So he's
That's
like,
what this team will do to you, man, is we'll
yeah,
throw all our heavyweights out there at you and then bring in our closers. And by the
yeah,
time our closers come in to get you, they're just as good as our guys we just had
yeah,
in. And like
yeah.
it
No,
was
it's
crazy.
crazy, man. It's
We started
just
emptying our
crazy.
bench. And I was like, damn,
It's
our bench guys are just as good as our starters.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, and it's so funny you say that, Mr. Court, right? Do the Bears get I'm thinking, yeah, even with Justin Fields, if they get the number one
No,
pick, because you know, I don't
no,
know, like if they get
no.
the number one pick, I can't see them passing up on Caleb Williams, so I don't know,
Well, I
but
guess if Caleb's there and they still have Justin Fields, I don't know. I just wouldn't give up on that kid so
oh
quickly.
no, I know, but just like you never gave up on Tua, I never gave up on Tua. You got to give these guys time to grow, but sometimes if a life guy
It's
generation
funny
falls
that
in your lap.
before I forget, it's funny that you said about this giving up, not giving up thing. And if anybody's been hard on Austin Jackson in his career here as a Miami Dolphin, it's been me. And I've been
Yeah.
on his. Even if I was his coach, I would literally be on your ass, like, "Yo, this ain't gonna work, bro. You better
Yeah.
step it up." Like, there's been times I've been hard on him, but I have also uttered the statements on
Right,
air
if we're gonna
live.
give Tua, no, you've said it. I know
I'm
exactly. I
not
can
gonna
say
give
what
up
you
on this
say.
kid. I'm
If
not
you're
giving
gonna
up
give
on
Tua
him.
time, you got to give
I'm going to
Austin
give him
Jackson.
time. That's right. And look what you're starting to get. You're starting to
Yeah,
get some serviceable play that's looking like a little bit above the grade of average. And I like that. And another guy I want to give his kudos to, another guy I want to give props to. Like everybody likes to throw this dude under the bus. It's the other Austin Jackson of the line, and that's Liam Eichenberg. He came into
yeah.
the game, played center, and actually looked halfway decent. Like
He did. I mean, he had the one penalty, but that's gonna happen. And then
that's
other
going to
than that,
happen. Connor
yep,
Williams had 2 penalties too that I thought both of them were tic tac. So I was like,
yeah,
nah,
they
man,
were tic tac. I think
ain't
I
no
think the
damn
referee
penalty.
was really trying to keep it as close as they could see. They
They
saw,
are. That's why they call penalties like that. Like there's
yeah,
times that happens on every damn play, bro. Like every play.
yeah. Because
He
some of
basically grabbed his
those
jersey like
flags
this
came
and
out
let the
late too. Like 18 was already running to the end zone, and then you see a flag flying, and it's like,
that made me mad because that was a score. But look, we turned around and scored again.
no,
Like
that's the
boom,
difference
like
right there. This is a good point. In the past, penalties. We know if the Dolphins would have had some holding for the drive over, well,
oh,
let's
it's
just play
over.
for.
It's
It
done.
was over. It was over. Now it's like, okay, you set us back 1st and 20. We're still going to get the damn first down
Bro,
or
you're
whatever.
hitting on a key point right here with the Miami Dolphins of the 2023 Miami Dolphins,
Yeah,
2023-24, I should say, Miami Dolphins. And the reason why I'm saying this is because back in the day, yes, Scotty's on fire. I'm glad to have you back, bro. When that would have happened back in the day, it would have killed our drive, would have been over. But this isn't the same team. The small things aren't hurting this team like it would in the past. They're able to
yeah.
like a cornerback. They're able to have a short memory and be like, you know what, forget about that play. Move on to the next one. Let's go kick their ass. And I'll be honest with you, it's working real good for us right now. It's something they just need to keep building on. Don't worry about the past. Let's go to the next play. Next play, next play, next play.
Yeah. Yeah. So welcome, Scotty, and fins up to you, Scotty, as always. But yeah, it's just waiting in the wings. Yeah, I know he has some work to do, but yeah, he's waiting in the wings. So,
Oh, Uvalde.
but
You're talking about Uvalde. Yeah, they're trying
you,
to stash that on the practice squad, slow cook it because I like what they have. I like Uvalde. I think he's got a future in this league, but they're trying to
yeah.
stash him and get cute and like bring him along
No, I
slowly.
know. I hope no one poaches him, but a year because it's the only thing with him is he's a little undersized for the NFL, so he hasn't worked. They say on it. So if you get him a year in the gym, the NFL
Yeah,
trainer
get
working with him,
stronger.
he'd be ready to go. So it's going to be
I mean, they're
good.
doing that with
But
the Ryan Hayes kid they just brought back from Indianapolis. When Indianapolis cut him, the Dolphins jumped right back on that, and they were like, "Nope, come
yeah.
back." And I was
So
glad.
anyway, some stats for yesterday, man. Tua, remember he started like 17 for 17, finished 23 for 26. Yes, you're not mishearing that.
Missed 3
23 for
passes.
26, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Mike White decides he's going to step in and was 2 for 2 with 67 yards
Did
and
you
a
see that
touchdown.
pass to Chosen, bro? That
Oh,
thing
that
was
was a beautiful
so
pass. In
beautiful, bro.
stride, just beautiful. Loved it. Devon A-Chain, 18 carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing. But is that all from A-Chain? No. He had 4 receptions for 30 yards with another 2 touchdowns. So for a total of 4 touchdowns.
Bro,
Mozart had 13 carries for I mean, it's crazy. Listen to the rushers for the Dolphins yesterday. A-Chain average over 11 yards a carry. Moser averaged over 6 yards a carry, and Brooks in his mop up duty average, and that's mop up duty, knowing when you're going to run the damn
He
ball.
broke
He
one
averaged
too.
7 yards a carry. So I mean, it's just shows. I mean, it's just crazy. And then just
Bro.
throw in Tyreek Hill, 157 yards receiving.
Kudos to the offensive line. All 5 starters. Kendall Lamb came back in the game as well after we started taking our starters out. I mean, I even seen Lester Cotton getting reps. Lester Cotton was getting reps. Liam Eichenberg was getting reps. Lamb's getting reps. So not just the starters, but the whole damn unit, you guys. We
Well,
have
that's a good thing
great
about a
team.
beatdown. You get some players in there when you're it's good when you're the team doing the beatdown. I actually can't believe the Broncos kept Russell Wilson in there the whole game,
Bro,
risking injury.
oh, me too. I was saying the same thing. But from a line of scrimmage standpoint, I'm not going to lie to you guys. From the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball too, the Dolphins were constantly just resetting the line of scrimmage.
Oh no, they did. They
White shirts
controlled
were
that
just
game. They
engulfing.
controlled that game. And yes, like Mike McDaniel said, you can't carry those points over till next week.
Nope.
When they start the game, he said he's pretty sure the scoreboard's going to say 0-0
0-0.
for both teams. So, so you don't get it. So you just have to just enjoy it. For me to be at that game is phenomenal. I would never forget it. It's just so much fun, man. I mean, it's just so much fun. But yeah, Buffalo's going to be a whole different. You're not going to. Both the Dolphins and the Bills, people were saying, oh, they both have, and I don't believe in trap games. I don't think there's any such thing as a trap game. But, they were saying, oh, the Dolphins and the Bills both have trap games. They both took care of business easily. Of course, the Bills not as easily as the Dolphins took care of it, but they went in there and easily beat the Commanders. The Dolphins easily beat oh my God, I went the Broncos. And it's just, it's crazy, man. Shake Money in the house, man.
Shake Money, what's up, dog? Throw up them fans. I actually thought the Commanders were going to play a better game versus Buffalo. I really did. I didn't think it would be so easy for Buffalo, but they went in there and handled their business, like you just said. But I'm going to be honest with you, like you just said, Mike McDaniel said you can't carry over our points in the next week and keep it going. But the one thing you can do is you can keep the momentum that you had out of that game, keep coming with you. And the way you do that is you get into your first this is me, okay? I'm going to stay aggressive, and I know Mike McDaniel is very aggressive. So the very first play from scrimmage on Buffalo, I think I'm going to go play action pass, bang 8 over the top to Tyreek. For real. If you don't know what a bang 8 is, it's a post to a corner. So I'm going to run a bang 8 with Tyreek over the top and try to just right off the bat, I'm going to try to get right into their throat, right in that butt, right off.
Right. And if you don't hit it, you send a message. We're here.
I'm here to play, and I'm going to be doing this all day. That's why I throw that right there.
No, I agree. Hey, Scotty, are the Broncos just going to ask for Caleb now? I don't know. Everyone's going to be. I don't know if they're that bad, the Broncos. I do believe they would get some W's on there.
Oh, bro, I just got word. The Dolphins just scored again.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, man. It's just like, oh my goodness, man. Oh man. So it's just like, oh guys, I dropped a link if you want to join. We're running into the second half of the show. That's what we normally do when we hit the halfway mark of the show. We drop links, so anyone wants to join, you see that where it says StreamYard there. Click on that, and you can be in the show. We try to be as most interactive as we can. We know a lot of you guys want to talk, I'm sure. So
get up here. Great. Let's rap, baby. Get up here. Let's rap. I was gonna say I got questions for all of Dolphin fans and anybody who has been following this team and you're a fan and you've been watching the roster build. Like now what is everybody since we've seen A-Chain get a game? What do you guys think now about some Jonathan Taylor trade? Maybe you want to think about something different than now.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm 100% with you, man. And I was always like, okay. That's where I was always okay. You know that for running back room. I know, but people are like, oh, Rob, Dolphins thirsty. You don't understand. This is really a game changer. But hey, from what I saw yesterday, we got some running backs that can be game changers.
Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah, you do.
I mean, let's face it. Delvin Cook would slow down this team with what we have going right now. And so,
honestly, he'd be slow.
And he's good. I'm not knocking Delvin Cook. I would have been happy if we signed Delvin Cook, but he's not breaking away like we did yesterday with some of those runs, So it's just, to me, I just like it.
Here, I got a question to twirl out there for everyone. Oh, I knew it. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to get me another middle linebacker. Yes. But let me ask you this. I know the linebackers aren't. Oh, there you go. Here you go. Now Scotty's on fire. You're on the same page. I'm thinking now. If the Cowboys keep doing what they're doing, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even gonna lie. Chris Greer's a card shark gambling OG riverboat gambler, bro. I would call up anybody who's got a legit pass rusher, like a Parsons, like a Myles Garrett, like a TJ
Well, you know, there's no
Watt.
way the Cowboys may ever give up Parsons. That guy's a generational
I
player.
wouldn't
But
say never. You say never to all these teams. Next thing you know, you offer them a first and a second round pick and 2 players, and they'll do it. You never know. Or even or Aaron Donald, someone like that, to make you that much more better. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm trying to enhance our defense and make our defense just as good as our offense. And by doing that, you need someone like that, an Aaron Donald, a Micah Parsons, or here, I'll give you a great idea that I have that's not those high-end names, but is more low-key, and I wanted him when he came out of the draft. The Cardinals, I know they just beat the Cowboys, but do they really have title chances? Probably not. Call up the Cardinals, and you're like, what do you want for Xavier Collins? Go get Xavier Collins, bring him in here, have a better pass rusher to bring into the mix, not knowing how hurt Jalen
I know, but
Phillips
the thing is, like, we should have decent pass rush. Chubb and Phillips. We don't know about Phillips' health right now, but I'm hoping that it's nothing major and he's back and whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can never have enough anything if you're going to be good, and that goes
You
for
can
any
never have
position, I
enough
guess.
pass rushers, bro. Like, if you can
Yeah,
add
no,
another
you're
pass
right.
rusher,
You're
it'd be
100%
great.
right, and you're right, Jeffrey. I was there. The stadium wasn't really packed. But boy, it took forever to get out of the parking lot. But you know, it was fun. No, I'm not complaining. But
Oh,
and
I'd have loved
Jeffrey,
to have been there.
welcome, and make sure you throw that thumbs up at us today. But thank you
Throw
for
us a
coming in.
fan. Throw us a fan.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, there we go. Eric, can we get
Yeah,
White
there you
from
go.
Tampa?
I'm down for that, bro. That's
That
speed we
guy's
could
been
use.
linked to the Dolphins so many times, but we just
You
never
could
end
link,
up
you
doing it.
never know. Like, there's
Yeah.
probably a couple guys I'll be honest with you, like the linebackers I thought played a great game. And yeah, you would like a more of a thumper, someone who could come more
No, you're right,
downhill.
Scotty. I know it. I mean, there is a way, but I
Oh,
just think
boom,
the
look,
Cowboys.
Scotty,
No, he's right. But the thing is, the Cowboys are trying to get back to the
I
promised
love
land, and
having
he's a
Scotty on
big
the
part.
show. Look, he's right.
I mean, unless the
didn't trade
Cowboys
Tyreek.
really start sucking the next few
That's what I'm
weeks. I mean,
saying. If they start sucking real bad and get the next thing, everybody's unhappy, and you see like the sad Stephen A. Smith making fun of the Cowboys fans crying on the national media, and then Parsons is like, "Hey, I don't want to be here, man. I want to win now, dude."
Yeah.
I jump on ships like that, and like I'll be honest, if I'm Chris Greer, I'm calling around the whole league right now to all my friends, all my NFL exec buddies, and be like,
Yeah.
"How are things going down there in Arizona? Oh, how's things going down there in Dallas? Oh, I don't care, bro. I'm trying to win right now."
Yeah.
And that's why you stack these players on. You never know what you could get for something like that that's cheap, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Baker
Baker,
is
I know.
weak. Yes.
Justin's picked on Baker before, so I think you
you
will
know
agree.
what? The problem, he's not playing bad. He's not playing bad. Don't get me wrong. He's not playing bad, but he's weak. He's weak at the point of attack. I wish he was a lot stronger when he went and, like, I say this to the guys I coach all the time. Don't just pick. When you say pick, that's when you hit someone. Don't just pick
Right.
up to a guy. Pick through the guy. Like, when you hit him, try to go right through him. And that's Baker's whole problem, is he's not strong enough at the point of attack, and I don't like that. He doesn't shed the blocks quick enough for my liking. You got to get rid
I know
of him.
you've always been a critic of him, but he's a Dolphin, so you always roll with him. But yeah, I know
Absolutely.
you always.
I'll roll with all the Dolphins, but I will be critical of your game if you have something you can improve on. But all of them have things they can improve on. So they just need to keep going on that. You know, like, see, that's how I am. I'm like, am I the biggest Jerome Baker fan? No, but I'll work with you. I'll find a role for you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Another guy that you are a fan of, Van Ginko. He did another. Yes,
yeah.
he's the one that picked it. He picked up the fumble, but that's still being around the football. When we did get pressure a few times, it was him getting pressure on
He got
Wilson.
close on a couple of them.
Yeah, we never got there, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's not going to be a perfect game. And, the Broncos, like I say, they get paid to block too, So it's
but the thing is like Fangio doesn't do, like, I know everybody, like, even me, I want a pass rusher. That's why I want Phillips on the field at all times. But I'll be honest with you, like, the pressure don't come like that from a Fangio defense. He believes in the same way I'm going to believe in most defensive coordinators believe, is give me pressure with 4, And I'm gonna really play games with you back here. I'm not gonna get beat deep, and I'm not giving up the big play. I'm only gonna send 4. And if I do send a blitz, it's gonna be something I design organically and that I call up and dial up.
Right, and I don't think he saw the need for it yesterday. He goes, "Man, we're molly-whopping this team." He goes, "Why am I gonna show any of my hands, my cards when we're going into Buffalo next week?" So I'm like, it was just I think they kept it vanilla because the Dolphins' offense was just rolling so much. They're
Absolutely.
like,
I like what Eric Rivera just said right there. Exactly. Well said. Should try good at middle linebacker. Yes, they should, and I bet you they have. I bet you they've tried this in practice. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because Good is stronger at the point of attack with his hands than Baker is. You need somebody who can literally come up there, whap a dude and not care about it and get the block off of him. Baker reminds me of a Seinfeld skit. The problem isn't taking the reservation, it's holding the reservation. Baker's problem isn't stacking the block, it's shedding the block. He stacks and has no shed. Yes, that's been my problem with him from the beginning of his career. Like you can't Charles Harris a dude around and carry him with you and go get the play. You have to get rid of him and then go make the play. You can't carry a guy. It's like carrying a ton of bricks on your back and chasing the ball carrier around. You can't do it, bro. You have to get rid of the dude. And that's my biggest beef with someone like a Jerome Baker is he has to shed the damn dude. Get rid of him. Use your hands.
Or use your speed to his advantage or something. Something to get.
Yeah, you said it, dude. Other linebackers do it, Rob, and what they call getting skinny is you get around the guy and you get skinny real quick and try to duck underneath his stuff instead of just getting blocked all the time. I can't stand it. Like it's stopping our run defense from being better from what it really could be. In a Fangio defense, he's used to a Roquan Smith rolling around out there just whapping dudes on the ground. You need guys like that, like a Khalil
That's a
Mack.
possibility. I'm sorry, I just saw a good Scotty question again. Good needs a spot in the 53. Who gets cut? I'm saying it's time to move on from Cedric. Take the cap hit. I know.
You need to try to find a trade partner. You can't just move off that like that. You got to find – if you can find someone to take Cedric and be like, listen, I'll pay half, you take half, and I'll take a 7th-round pick and we're good with it. I'm cool with that. Do that right now because you got to get it off the books now. You can't just take the cap hit like that. That won't work.
Yeah. No, I know. That was one of the bad signings, it seems like. And I don't think he's a bad football player, just not a good for this fit team. And
I don't think he's a bad football player, but I think we made that free agent signing not knowing that we had the opportunity to trade for Tyreek Hill.
I know. That's the problem. That's it.
It's the numbers game. He's caught up in the numbers game. You know what? Ogba played great yesterday. Had a sack. Had the
interception. A great interception. That was crazy. That was like hands for a big guy. I can't believe he caught that ball.
Dude, it fell right in his lap. He was just like, and it fell right in his lap.
I know, but he went with one hand. I was like, holy cow, man.
Hey,
that's fancy.
Shout out to Deshaun Hand for tipping the ball down at the line of scrimmage right there so he could get that. So
that's a very good question, Scotty. I have to admit, it's a very good question. But do you have a candidate?
Yeah, I've got you. Everybody already knows who they are. If we can't get rid of Cedric, Ogba played pretty good yesterday. Is anybody interested in him?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, dude? Like you got Ogba and you got Cedric. We're trying to get rid of both contracts off the books right now.
Yeah.
I'll pay if I'm the GM, I'll pay half of both. I don't care.
Yeah.
I need them off. I need them out of here. And then I'll tell you another candidate. Yeah, we just talked about him. I'm trying to move off of Jerome Baker's contract right now and the player. So yeah, Jerome Baker, I would throw that in there. Like I know he's not playing bad. I don't got nothing against the guy other than you can't shed a block. But I mean, that would be somebody I'd be looking to move. I'd be looking to move someone else that's not going to be in the fold next year, which Jerome Baker, I'm sorry, is definitely one of those candidates.
Yeah.
I know people would probably really jump on me for saying this because he's one of our leaders. But it depends. It just really depends on how far Cam Smith is along. But we can't keep Xavier Howard forever. We can't keep Jalen Ramsey forever. Jalen hasn't even played a damn game with us, so I don't know if I want to get rid of either or, honestly, to be quite honest. But you got to eventually think about in the future moving on from someone like an Xavier Howard. You really do need to think about that.
No, you do. I agree on that. And, it's unfortunate. It just happens in careers.
It's a numbers game, bro. Like, if you have someone who can come up and play, like, You know how thankful Dolphins fans should be right now that the scouting department the Dolphins have is doing such an excellent job. You have Cater Kuho, undrafted free agent. You got Zach Sealer, poached off the Ravens practice squad. You got Nick Needham, undrafted free agent. You got Robert Jones, undrafted free agent. You got Keon Smith, undrafted free agent. You got Julian Hill, undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Brandon Peely, undrafted free agent. Here we go. See what I'm saying? You need, if you hit on
It's
the
a good thing,
free
though. It's
agents,
a good thing to
it's a
have these
great
hard
thing.
questions like trying, who can we cut? Because in the past, it'd be easy to find a whole bunch of guys you could cut. I mean, this is hard this year for the Dolphins, so. But
See,
he's
yeah,
right,
you're
though.
right.
We're
You're right
running out
there.
of activate. We ran out of activations for good and to
Here,
come up to.
let's. I hate trying to do this and throw out predictions and be like, let's put on a crystal ball and look to the future. I hate doing that, but in this case,
That is
and
true.
for like what Eric Rivera, no, what he just said right there. Go right back to that comment. We have to see what happens with Phillips. We might need Agba. Yes, you're right. But let me throw this scenario out there for you right now. That's why I'm like, maybe we should try to trade for Phillips. Maybe trade for Parsons. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because I'm worried about Phillips, bro. What if he is hurt? What if you get news tomorrow that Phillips is out for the season?
Yep.
Tell me what you want to do now.
No, you're 100%. Well, then you definitely keep Agba until you can make another move or whatever. But it's just like,
bro, Agba's Agba. That's fine. I'm not worried about that either way. If we kept him,
I mean,
or
you
if
do
we
got
rid of him.
We would have Van Geeko stuff
Yep.
up in his place,
but you need someone else. That's why I'm trying to tell you, like, I want to make a move for another pass rusher. I don't care if it's someone who.
I don't think
doesn't.
Good's ready to take that step. So
He's probably not. He barely is coming onto the field from the practice squad. I'm looking at like I said, call up the Cardinals, see if you can pry away Xavier Collins, see if you can pry away a veteran pass rusher from another team somewhere else. Everyone's talking about a middle linebacker. I love it. You know what? A guy who's caught my eye for the minute is the Panthers got this Frankie Luvo. Ever heard of him? Frankie Luvo. He spells his last name Luvu. Luvo. This kid is
I know you do. You know all these rosters. I tip my hat to you all the time.
He's
that,
a baller,
all these guys
bro. He's a baller. He's always around the football. He's not scared to stick his nose in the fan. Very strong at the point of attack. Sheds blocks. Call up the Browns and go get Shoni Taki. Guys like that are the guys I'm interested in having on the team. Dudes will make a tackle. Dudes will play. But I'm more interested in a pass rusher. I think from a linebacker standpoint, we have what we have.
Yeah. You're right, Scotty. I mean, OG is definitely gone no matter what because he's just, Agba is definitely gone. His salary is going to free up way too much space in the offseason.
Yes.
That's
why I said I don't care one way or another, whether he's on the team or whether he's off the team. It's not the difference maker that a Jalen Phillips is. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like if we can't have Phillips out there on every snap, my boy, there he is, R.L. Lyles. What's up, man? We were talking big on that O-line earlier this morning on the show, but now we're on to this pass rusher thing and the line of scrimmage at the defensive side. But like we have to get someone else in that mold of like either bringing him up and like cooking him into the pass rusher role. We have to find another one. We need more. We need more pass rushers.
No, of course. You can never have enough offensive linemen and you can never have enough pass rushers.
I'll be honest with you. I like Chase Winovich. Don't get me wrong, bro. I think Chase Winovich can come into this lineup now. And I know his production's fallen off from where he was, but he's only 27, bro. He's 27. Yeah, you can work with someone like that and bring him in and make him even better. I believe in Fangio that much to where someone like Chase Winovich can come into this lineup and be productive. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they got
but
him.
Man, getting back to a little bit more yesterday, since it was such a historic win, it's just like, man, can you believe just in 70 points? I know we're almost at the end. I just want to talk about 70 points in an NFL game. It reminds me, I'm old, so I remember Tecmo. All the young people say Madden. To me, it's like remembering when I would just have like Dan Marino playing Tecmo back in the day.
You said it, bro. I've never seen 70 points as on our beloved Aqua and Orange. I've never seen 70 points put up in a game like that ever. It's something.
It's just insane. Nope. I like how they did it. I know some fans. I don't know, where do you stand, Scotty, RL? Are you happy that the Dolphins took the classy route and didn't kick a field goal at the end, or would you have gone for NFL history? I understand both sides of the debate because it's like, but to me, if we really had it, if we wanted it, and we're not here like you mentioned perfectly. We're here for rings, not records. Just it's going to be in a regular season game. No one's going to, it's just. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Justin.
I just was going to answer his question right there. What he said, he's like, I see us moving on from OG, which I consider that being Ogba, Baker, Cedric, White, Sanders, Connor. That opens up the cap we need. I agree. Only this though, Scotty. I will say this: I don't want to get rid of White, and I do not want to get rid of Connor Williams. Nope. I want to sign both, bro. In fact, Connor Williams is one of the guys I want to pick up first, but I want to sign Cedric Wilkins first, Robert Hunt, and then we can talk about signing Connor Williams.
Yeah, I running the record. I'm thanking
fine.
you.
Yep, I am.
Yeah,
too.
but I'm fine with him taking the knee. Leo says should have been
It
73.
should have. You can consider it 73, bro. If we would have kicked the field goal 9 times out of 10, we make it. Come on, bro. We're the new record holders.
So RL says that he lives up in Carolina and Lou Vu is
You
off
could
limits.
get him, bro. Don't say that. You always say this stuff, bro. Was Tyreek Hill off limits too? We got him.
I would have gone for
Come on.
90. Yeah, I know, but no, I understand, but just I guess nothing's off limits depending what you want to give. So.
The Panthers aren't winning nothing. They ain't winning no Super Bowl, bro. They'll give up Louvo for a 4th-round pick.
I don't know. Have you done any scouting yet, Justin, or is it too soon for you?
I'm
But he's
scouting.
already
I'm scouting.
he's throwing names out there.
Yeah, I've seen the center, the West Virginia center. He's really good, bro. I like him a lot. But if you want to really start getting into a guy who fits the system perfect, I like the Van Pratt kid out of Georgia. That's what I like right there. Go get something like that. And you really want to get technical, bro. I want. Now, what I want and what we're going to get are two different things. I want the BB kid out of Kansas State. That's what I want. But we're not going to get that.
Hey, he says, I see both sides. The classic thing to do is what happened. As a coach, you don't want to burn bridges and piss people off.
That's why he did it. I knew it before. I told my wife, she's like, you guys going to go for the record? You're going to kick the field goal? I'm like, no, he's going to down it out of respect for his peers and coaches and everybody throughout the league.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And he even mentioned karma.
I know you I'm just giving you guff there, RL. You're my dog, dude. I know you don't, but I still think Louvo could be had. I don't think anybody's off limits, especially when it's just nobody even knows who the kid is besides someone like me and you.
Yeah. Hey, but man, it's great, man. It's great to be a Dolphin fan today. 70 points. Could have been 73 easily. Really, let's face it. If the Dolphins wanted to score in that final drive and push it into the end zone, they could have pushed it into. They could have made it 77. But hey, focus next week now. Enjoy this victory Monday. We scored 70 points. We have all kinds of yardage records from scrimmage. We got all kinds of stuff. It was a juggernaut. It's been so. I just remember a couple of years ago when we were like, we would have been happy beating Denver, coming in here and eking out a 17-14 win on the last second. We're just like eking out a win and whatever. Now we're talking about complaining about not going for the record. So we've come a long ways, and it's great to be a Dolphin fan. I love every minute of it.
Let me give you guys a little snidbit on our beloved Miami Dolphins right here. I don't know if you guys know this, but it ties into the draft for next year as well. I find this very, very, very interesting. That we have, if I was to take a draft pick and we got a first rounder, if we keep it, my number one target for anybody coming out of this whole draft would be the Georgia tight end Brock Bowers. If you don't know who he is,
I know who you mean. You're really looking ahead. I like it. But anyway, let's hope that we don't have to talk about the draft until after the freaking Super Bowl.
But this is what ties into our team now. Hold on.
Oh, I know. Of course it does, my friend. Of course. I love, me, I've always loved the draft.
Brock Bowers kid would be my number one target, right? He would be my number one player I would want out of the whole draft this next season. Yeah. Eerily, this would be crazy, okay? His brother is on our practice squad right now. The Nick Bowers kid is Brock Bowers' brother. Okay, we don't even know what we have on the practice squad. Maybe the Bowers kid is better than his brother, and you don't even know it. But I'll be honest with you, like I'm kind of just like putting 2 and 2 together, reading the tea leaves. Maybe Nick is on our team, and he's a good tight end or whatever. But he's like, hey, you guys heard about my brother Brock, right?
Yeah. If you would have, no, it's great. Hey, bring that in. Maybe hey, that's it. I like it, man.
That would be my first round choice if I had one.
It's just incredible, man, what we witnessed. Though I still can all I can say after all that when I got home yesterday, me and my son, my wife said, "Okay, I get it," because we were just saying, "What a game! What a game! What a game!" It's all we could say every 2 minutes while we were all eating together. What a
Absolutely,
game!
what a
What a game!
game! You
It's just
seen
like
it
I
in
can't believe
you
what I
seen it in
just
real
witnessed.
life. So
I know it's just being there. It was just insane. Just so much fun. I was going to go somewhere else and I forgot what. Oh, if you would have told me that the Dolphins we're going to score 70. And you said, well, Waddle's not going to be a go. Ahmed's not going to be a go. And Tua's not going to play the fourth quarter. I would have thought the worst. Like, oh my God. And you
I'd have
tell me
thought
you
you
put
were
up,
insane.
yeah, I would have thought you were insane that you put up 70 points. I mean, it's crazy, man. And, I loved it when Mike White came in there and threw that dime
Oh,
and
that was
whatever.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. Hit him in stride.
Oh,
It was
it's
just like,
nice.
it should give you a little glimpse, like, hopefully we don't have to see him again this year other than mop up duty like we did yesterday. But at least you know that you got a guy that can make some throws if needed. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I'll be honest, man. Like, I know everybody's not Mike White fans. I hear Omar Kelly trashing the dude all the time. But I'll be honest with you, I am a Mike White fan. I watched him play a game
no,
versus
you and I were
the
perfectly happy
Bills.
when he signed. Yeah, we were
Oh
both.
God, dude. That game versus Buffalo, he played as a Jet last year. I was sold right after that game. I was like, oh man, I'd
Yeah,
love to have that on my football team. You don't understand. The kid's got heart. He's got charisma. He might not be the best practice player, but he's a
yeah.
gamer like
No,
Matt
hey man, he's
Moore.
from my city here in Pembroke Pines, Florida. So he was like he was like 2 years ahead of
Ooh.
my kids, but his mom taught both of my kids in because his
See,
mom
that's
at the
awesome,
time
bro. That's a great
was an
story to have.
elementary
Look,
school teacher. Now she's in the middle school, but she taught both of my sons. So it's just like cool seeing a local kid do well, and be on the team. And yes, I
yeah.
know Minshew would have been cool, and look what he's doing. Indianapolis is probably better with Minshew this year than they are with Richardson for sure. It looks like. I mean, but Richardson's their future. But yeah, Minshew would have been a nice signing too. I know that's what a lot of Dolphin fans wanted. They wanted that veteran that has some experience that's being a starter. But I like Mike White. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to ever needing him, and Tua stays on pace to do what he's doing. It's just amazing stuff what we're watching, and he does it so different than. I'm that old guy that even though I'm only like 5'7", and when I lie, I say 5'8". Like when I want to, I'm 5'8". Just to give myself that extra. And then, but I like my quarterbacks being 6'3" with the rocket arm because I grew up with Dan Marino being, they were a
well, who
teenager when the
who
Dolphins
doesn't
drafted.
like their quarterback to be that big, bro? Like who
I want,
doesn't?
I just like the rocket arm, the 6'3", and be accurate on top of all. But what Tua's doing is just he has his own skill set that you can't teach, man. It's just like he's so accurate. He makes those quick decisions. He has that quick release, and I guess it can be taught because whatever McDaniel's doing is sure as heck better than the previous coaching staff was doing with him. So it's just like, and he knows how to work. McDaniel's good at getting okay. Instead of worrying about no, he does what the players do best. Instead of worrying about he's not my okay, let me see what did they do well. Then eventually you draft people that fit your scheme. But when you inherit a team, you inherit the players you have. So you have to take what you have and you have to say, what does Tua do best? What can I get out of Tua? And he just did
It's
that amazingly. It
Man,
was
it's
just
so crazy. Like he's so easy to cheer and to root for. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I've
oh no,
said
if
this
you don't
before. I've
like
said
Tua
this
as a
before.
person, you're not a good person. I'm sorry.
I
You can
agree
say
with
he's
that.
not your stud quarterback. He's not 6'3". He doesn't have a Dan Marino rocket arm that's going to just flick the wrist and the ball's going to be down the field 50 yards in an instant. He's never going to be that. He's never going to throw a laser on the outside like a Dan Marino. He can make that pass, but it's not going to be like a Dan Marino, like. And the receiver used to turn around and that ball be in their face mask. And Mark Clayton and Mark Duper used to joke, man, if you didn't catch it, it's going to be wedged into your face mask when you turn around. So it's
It's
just like
crazy. It's like I've said this before and I'll say it again. Like when I scouted the kid, like I wasn't a fan. I was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Like I don't like left-handers. He's from Alabama. Like I kept using all these
Hey,
things.
I'm
I
a lefty.
shouldn't.
Be careful. I mean, technically,
Yeah,
he's not a lefty. He just throws lefty. I do
yeah.
everything lefty, but
He actually threw a couple touchdown passes right-handed yesterday. But I was actually gonna say, I wasn't the biggest fan, bro, and like that's what makes me like him that much more. It's
I
like
know
when I
he's
was
so
scouting him,
likable. I mean,
I was like, bro, I don't like it. I don't like it for our fit. I wasn't a fan. But after I watched more and more tape and more of him maneuvering the pocket, more of him extending plays and
yeah.
making plays on his own,
No, I
more
mean,
of him reading the defenses and making the ball come out fast like lightning, the more I became a fan and the more I was like,
yeah.
wow, this kid is really good. I don't, like, everyone wants their quarterback to be 6'4" with a rocket arm. And that's everybody's inherent trait, I guess, besides maybe
Yeah.
mine. I mean, I like it too. But what I really like is a quarterback who makes good decisions, a
Oh,
quarterback
no.
where you see him make the
And
throws
he
and you see,
worked
like, you
on
get
that
to
so
see
well
it.
because that was questionable his first couple of years. He made some stupid decisions. He's learned. He sees something's not there. He will get rid of it. Yesterday, that didn't really happen when you only have 3 incompletions. But he's learned where he has to. Okay, it's not there. I'm getting rid of it. Or he checks down, and people would, he should check down, put two. No, he's always looking downfield, but he sees now it's not there, and should I try and fit it in there and throw in the pick? He just dumps it off and say, "Oh, we may gain 5 yards instead of the 45 I wanted, but let's take what they gave us." And he's learned from that. So you see him progressing. Now I want to get to a couple of comments. I've kept that one up there for a while. Yes, RL, we talked about it earlier. Both rookie running backs showed well when given their chance. And yes, Sertan looked so pissed chasing Robbie because Robbie started zigzagging across the field.
He ran up vertically up the goal
Yeah,
line. And
he started running across. He did look so mad. I just great, man.
I
And
was
that might
laughing
be
so hard, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. I was laughing so hard. The reason why is because
yeah,
I've never seen us do stuff like that to any team. So I
yeah.
was loving every second of it, man. It was like I was playing the control sticks myself. So it was great, man.
Yeah.
Physical traits
Oh,
are always the most noticeable. Great coaches can see beyond that.
yeah.
Yes. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Scotty, right there.
Oh, you're
You have
right,
to have the
100.
foresight in order to see, like, hey, he might not be the strongest. He might not be the fastest, but guess what? He's the
Right.
smartest. The
Right,
reads
exactly.
come out the
Jack Thomas
quickest.
would have never been drafted by Miami if someone didn't see because
Boom.
if you looked at him, you're like, him? This is a guy.
That guy's gonna be my middle linebacker.
I know, exactly. So it's just like, so it's just crazy. So
But then when you watched him play a couple of games and you seen
yeah,
that
you knew right
his
away.
motor was that heavy and that he wasn't gonna be denied, and then you see the smarts that were with Zach Thomas, you were like, yeah, all right, I could work with that. See, and that's like
Yeah.
why you have to be able to look. You have to have foresight to look beyond what's right in front of you. That's coaching right there.
Yeah. No, you're right. Chicago better start learning and see, okay, the Dolphins screwed up with Tua early. They changed it, and he got a lot better. Chicago. I know. I got a couple of things, so I know I want to get to what
Go
Card
ahead.
Spin. Thank you. And Chicago needs to get weapons for Fields. Okay, now you can comment. I just want to make sure I'm getting. Oh, Ender's in here real quick, and he actually has something to you. It looks like. Justin, what are new pay? Oh, so what are newspaper headlights of number one out there today? And how about in your region? What are people saying?
Oh
Being
my
in
God,
Colorado.
dude. They just want to burn it down, man. Like this team, this town, this state is not used to this stuff. Like it's a football state. Like they want to win bad here, and they're so pissed off this morning. They're talking like fire everybody. Fire Vance Joseph is the biggest one. They want people's heads to roll off this. They are very upset. No one is happy. Bronco fans from left to right are calling me like, I hate you. I don't like the Dolphins. So yeah, we're
Hey,
getting
that's
a little,
great, man. I love it because I know you're out there with a lot of Bronco fans, so a lot of
yep.
your
But
friends love the Broncos.
yeah, they're all of them are Broncos fans. I'm okay with that. They're actually, a lot of them are really classy though too. The
No,
Bronco fans, like,
I mean,
they're
at
like,
least that's a good thing. None of the Bronco fans near me. Of course, they didn't have any moment to be obnoxious yesterday. When the
yeah, I
Dolphins
mean,
didn't give their fans to be obnoxious.
right.
So,
You didn't
but
do
they
too
were
much,
very
but
quiet. A lot of them left early, and
but
people said bye bye.
to go
That
back to
song,
the
hey
real
hey
fast,
goodbye. They were singing to them as they walked out. So
just to go back to the Fields thing and the Chicago stuff real fast.
yeah,
What you need to do right there is, the first thing I would do is I would call up Greg Roman and I would be like, listen, can you come in and help us out a little bit? Maybe stand in and teach us what you did with Lamar to help this maybe work a little smoother for Justin. I think you need to go back to what Justin's good at. You don't need to sit here and be like, listen, we want you to make plays out of the pocket. Do not escape. That's not his forte. That's not what he does. You need to let him be who he is and let him come out of the pocket naturally. Let him run around. Let him make plays. Let him run. Let him improvise. You need to design the offense more around him, what he does well, which is run. And you need to moving pockets, roll out pockets, sliding pockets.
Right. And surrounding with weapons like
weapons. Yeah, he's got weapons, but you got to work with what you got. You got to work with what you got right there.
I know, but they do have to add, because look what they did when they gave Tua Waddle and they gave him Hill. I mean, everyone.
Well,
and I'm not saying it. I'm the biggest Dan Marino Homer fan in the history of the world, but he had Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, Nat Moore. He had good tight ends. Tony Nathan that could catch the ball out of the back. So you all need weapons. So that's the only thing where I agree with him. You got to
listen. We all
to take that next step. He needs some weapons.
Listen, we all know this. In order to have anything of a team, you need the following: franchise quarterback, weaponry, and a defense. Those are the things.
Because you saw Kansas City, without Kelsey that one game, how much of a difference that one guy makes. They were able to get by without Tyreek Hill last year because they were just another level of every other team. But, you need your good players. They all make – and I'm not saying that Mahomes isn't great with – he's great with Kelsey, without Kelsey. But it just shows that you need a whole bunch of guys to make a team.
You know what you really need? You know what every team really, 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 really needs and really, really wants is what the Dolphins have. And that's receivers that can create separation. If you can create separation and get 2-3 yards of distance from your defender, you're open on every play, so you're going to get the ball. That's kind of what they need right now. And yes, that comes along with the weaponry. But to fix what he's got right now, because they're not going to get that weaponry now, you're going to need to move the pocket. You're going to need to call the plays that are like naked bootlegs, roll out bootlegs, flood concept. You're going to need to do things so he can throw it short and get the guys to do the rest. And then when it's not there, he can pull it down and run and get the rest for himself.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And we did. And then it's just now we even got running back for him too. And so now they're saying what they did. They got Waddle, they got Tyreek. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing to have. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. Man. Like, don't doubt that the Dolphins aren't going all in, man. Like, I turned around in 3 weeks from right now and the Dolphins traded for Aaron Donald, would I sit here and be like, oh, I'm so surprised? No, not really. I'd be really stoked and really, really happy. But I'd be like, that's exactly what I expect them to do. I expect them to try to get better, and it needs to be on that side of the football.
Yeah. If Nana took Fields instead of Pitts, I'm just cleaning up all of our comment.
No, you know where he really needed to go, where he would have been, they would have won the Super Bowl maybe already, and that would have been San Francisco.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. In Chi-Town, the offense not geared toward him. That's true, man. You're all right on that, man. Yeah. You guys are all 100% right. We saw the same thing with Tua his first game. So we know as Dolphin fans, we can feel for the Bills fans because you feel like you got a quarterback, but you don't have a coaching staff that's working with the young man. So it's just like, and I know Fields took a lot of heat last week because people thought he threw under the coaching staff under the bus, and he said, "Yeah, it might be coaching or something like that." And people
they don't have anything to hang their hat on. Like, I mean, the Dolphins have numerous plays that I could go to, like that whip rail route, which is literally open on every damn snap. I don't care where we run it against, that whip rail route. Like, he's going to have the flat down there to Smythe open on every damn play. Like, the Bears don't.
I mean, he's like the last thing. He's like that kid on the, don't cover him. He can't catch the ball. But you got time, all that. I mean, the defense, he's the least of teams' concerns because it's like, I mean, this is like I say, if we just stay humming like this, I don't have any wood. Knock on wood that the Dolphins stay healthy, which is like the key to any team across the NFL. There's no stopping this team. Yes, you can stop ourselves, and we're not going to be the 72. We're going to lose some games along the way. But there's not a team on that schedule. And yes, even in Philadelphia on Sunday night, the Dolphins can win that game. Will they win? That's a whole different story. But it's not a schedule. Because if you would have told me a few years ago, we're going to have to go to a team that was just in the Super Bowl, play on prime time in their house, I'm saying, oh, God, we're getting beat 40 to nothing. Then, now we're getting beat 40 to nothing. And, let's just hope we don't get the shutout and score a field goal at the end in garbage time. But, now I actually have hope. Like, this week, I'm not predicting a win. I'm not predicting a loss yet. Way too early. We don't even know who's healthy, who's not for both sides of the team. But as this Monday right now, I'm confident. You would have told me this time last year going up to Buffalo. I wasn't confident, even though we battled them tough both times up there and lost, and we beat them down here in a close game. I still wasn't confident all week. This week, I actually have some confidence that we're going to go up there and show. And I know they're going to show because they took a lot of gripe for getting their butt handed to them without him and Aaron Rodgers after the first few plays of the game. They went and took an L to the Jet because
Right.
when for whatever reason that game, Josh Allen thought that guy that got their 3 interceptions was on his team or something. He kept on throwing to the wrong guy. But that's not going to happen. Maybe if we can create that and create some havoc and get Josh Allen to turn over the ball would be great. So
It's crazy. Like I want to talk about Cardfin 68 and Robbie Anderson, aka Chosen, came off the practice squad and he can run. You know what's crazy? Yeah, man, and that's the guy you're stashing. Like I don't know who the locks because you can get 2 locked guys that are locked onto the practice squad. I don't know who the locks are, but I have to imagine that Robbie Anderson would definitely be one of them on the offense. And the reason why is because someone like Waddle, right, wasn't able to play, so you had Robbie. And what that does is it gives you 2 guys that are 4-3, 4-2 speed on the outside, and it forces the defense to play you straight up and play you honestly. So having him is a key right there.
Yeah, hey, you're right, and we need to keep turnovers as we did yesterday because the Broncos had some drive, but we stripped the ball. It was great. Javon Holland did it.
He punched it out twice, bro, on the same player.
Yeah, he's going to be one of. Hey,
that's a helmet sticker.
Man. I don't know about that, Ariel. I don't see that happening, but hey, your percentage of going undefeated, I would say 2%, if that. So, but because no team's done it since 1972, and the Dolphins are the only team to do that. So it'd be really hard to believe that the Dolphins would do it again.
If you can keep playing the way you played yesterday versus everybody else, yeah, you'll go undefeated. Yeah. But you have to play the same way you played yesterday as you play everybody else.
Yeah, of course. If you play like that, there's no team in the NFL beating you.
Scotty, I did too. I was like, damn it, that would have been his 3rd career TD, defensive
I know.
TD. I wanted him to have it bad, bro.
And Scotty had one other good one. I do not know why EZ was inactive. I thought he was just getting in the flow. Maybe Justin, but make it a short answer because it's past my time.
The reason why he was inactive is what I just spoke upon. You need to keep the defenses honest, and what better way to do that than bringing your practice squad weapon who runs a 4-3 in Waddle's place. And you already had River Craycraft because you trusted him so much. Cedric Wilson, you want to get him snaps because you were trying to dangle him in people for trade bait. So that's why he's out there. That's why Eric was inactive. That would be my.
There you go. So with that, guys, that's a thumbs up view, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up here. I like to call it the fins up. And guys, if you ever need Miami Dolphins gear, use my shop or the links below. You get it on Fanatics. You pay the same price. They give you the shipping. They do handle everything. It helps out the site because they're an affiliate partner. Same as Blackout Coffee. They're an affiliate partner. Their links are down below. And if you use the discount code THIRSTY on Blackout Coffee, you get a 20% discount. But anyway, Justin, man, the Dolphins are 3-0. That's all you can ask for after 3 games. You can't be any better than that. They all came different wins. One, we had a win right on the end of the game. New England, we had to hold on, for dear life at the end of the game. This week, we just totally blew out a team. So we've won 3 different ways. It's exciting to be a Dolphin fan. But I've seen this rodeo before, so I'm not getting too excited, but I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid of Mike McDaniel. To me, we found our coach. Drinking the Kool-Aid of Tua and starting to drink the Kool-Aid of the offensive line. And yes, I know people will say, well, Tua helps him. He does. But Dan Marino used to help out him in Richmond Webb and Keith Sims back in the day because he gets rid of the ball so quick. That's what you call being a team. You work together as a unit. Sometimes he will give him that lot of protection, and he will take the time to look. Sometimes protection breaks down, just like sometimes you don't, everything. Like sometimes you fumble the ball, sometimes you throw an interception, sometimes you miss your block, and then Tua is quick to get rid of the ball. So it's like a good cohesive team playing together right now, and I like it. Justin, as always, great. They can find you at JPF Scout. Guys, if you're talking about Dolphins gear, he also has Dolphins gear, any team's gear that you would like in almost any sport he can get for you.
Absolutely.
Guys, find him on Twitter at JPF Scout, and he
Hit
can
me
hook
up.
you up. Yeah. So anyway, Justin, thank you for joining us. I know I asked you late last night to join us here today, and you said yeah, so I'm happy. I just couldn't not go because I was on another show last night late, and I said, oh, I got to come. Yeah. Hey, we are, man. We are excited, RL. Don't get me wrong, but undefeated but taking a lot of two. I just don't want because I just don't see it. Hey, I would love it. Believe me, I would love to eat my words at the end of the year. And, we're like, what do we have to be now? 17-2. So you have to be 20-0. So, hey, I would love to take a 20-0 record, So
Same here, man. They're exceeding expectations.
But let's just go 1 week at a time. Even though we got some forward-looking people in here, Scotty, I know. But let's run game at a time. Let's beat Buffalo this week and get to 4-0 before we can be 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. So let's beat Buffalo. And like I say, I don't want to have loser talk, but even if you go up there and you lose another close game, the back pocket game is you got them down here to close the season. We don't have to go up to frigid Buffalo at the end of the season.
Bingo.
So, but I want to win. If we win, we are in control, and I am going to be Mr. Cocky because we're in control of the AFC East if we win. If we don't win, technically the Bills would be ahead due to head-to-head matchups, but, it doesn't matter. I still think we can beat Buffalo, and I think overall I think the course of the season, I do believe that the Dolphins will end up being better than Buffalo, but I'm that old school guy that says you're the champs of a division until someone takes that crown from you.
Just remember what I said about the first play of the game from scrimmage versus Buffalo. Remember what I said. I would call a bang 8 right off the first play to Tyreek, bang 8, and I try to throw it deep and hit him right in the gut. And the reason why is because I'm trying to get them into a shootout. I want them to get into a shootout with the great 70-point scoring Miami Dolphins. I don't want to get into this ugly muck it up game with them. I mean, we can play that way if they want to play that way and beat them too, but I'd rather coerce them into a shootout with us.
Yeah, you want to make them play your style football is what you want to do.
That's why I coerce them into a shootout right off the bat. I'm trying to take their throat.
No, exactly. There's not many teams that are going to be able to trade points with us outside of Kansas City and stuff like that, so you definitely want that. I mean, Buffalo's one of those teams too, though, that can. Let's face it, if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over, he's very good.
That's why I want to get him into a shootout. I want to see how many times he can actually complete those passes without getting picked off versus our defense, versus our guys doing that. So I'll be honest.
You're right, RL. You're right. I just like that. I like being. It's time to be confident for a Dolphin fan. It's been way too long. Well, with that said, I'm way overdue. Normally, I just keep this to an hour. We're at the 1 hour, 17 minute. Justin, I know you got to get out there and do stuff. I got to go out and do my stuff. But as always, fins up. And any final thoughts as I'm bringing up the closeout banner here?
He who laughs last, laughs best, baby. He who laughs last, laughs best.
Guys, too many of you. You guys, a lot of people came in here today. Thank you to all of you. If you haven't tackled that fins up button yet, please do. Which is a thumbs up to give it a like. It helps the channel. And if you really like this and we earned it today, tackle that subscribe button, and I would really love it. You guys rock. And we got one more comment I would get in here. He's peacing out. Scotty, thank you. You're always great to have you. I haven't seen our Michael K. Bills fan come in here for a few, so we'll see if he's going to be quiet this week or he's going to come talk. Yeah, but we will see if he comes talk trash this week. But
he'll be here this week.
Yeah. So anyway, we're out of here, guys. Fins up. Yep. Later, guys.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, man, he knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.